Welcome to Pegwarmers. I'm Kevin.
I'm Tony from Hack the Movies.
And I'm Joe from Movie Dumpster.
And we're here to talk about toys. Welcome back, guys.
Well, I'm so glad to be back. It feels like it was just yesterday that we were talking about Spawn.
It does seem like that.
Unless this is being released at a different time, then it feels like tomorrow that we're talking about Spawn.
What year is it?
I think I coincidentally wore the same shirt the last
We
time
all
we recorded.
coincidentally
Oh my
wore the
gosh.
same.
Pretty impressive,
Weird.
guys, I gotta say.
Weird.
So how you doing, Kevin?
I'm doing good. I'm glad you guys are here to talk about some NECA toys. We have in the past talked about Spawn, or we will in the future, one way or the other.
Depending on when it's
You know.
released.
But
Time is but a window, death is but a door. We'll be back.
both toy companies have sort of a similar history of making toys aimed at adult collectors, using a lot of media franchises and things like that.
Yes.
And so it's a perfect type of topic to have you guys on to talk
Big
about
time,
it.
yeah.
Yes. You want to do news first, or you got it?
Yes.
Okay.
So Super 7, I talk about them all the time. They make some of the best collector toys out there.
Big time.
I mean, I love them, but they are outrageously expensive.
Yeah.
And they just actually recently announced Wave 3 of their G.I. Joe Ultimates, which is going to be Cobra Trooper, Scarlet, Storm Shadow, and Doc, which is kind of an interesting D-lister to throw in there, but he looks like a great figure. And the pre-order will be wrapping up soon for the Disney Ultimates wave that includes Stitch, the Big Bad Wolf, Alligator from Fantasia, and the Queen of Hearts.
wow, okay.
And the Queen of Hearts from Alice in Wonderland.
Oh, that's probably a good, cool
God,
figure.
They make such good stuff. I really wish I had gotten in on the Disney figures, but I just know that that's like a never-ending rabbit hole, so I just stayed away from it.
Yeah.
Because I'm already buying the Thundercats, the Silverhawks, the G.I. Joes, and they're doing Godzilla stuff now, too. They're doing Biollante and the Godzilla to match it.
Don't tell me that. Don't tell me
It's the rose head.
Yeah,
Yes.
I just saw it.
Oh, God, don't tell me that. Don't tell Johanna.
Well, speaking of Godzilla 2, X Plus just announced what are they doing? They're doing the original Gigan, and they're doing another Godzilla, I think from Godzilla vs. Hedorah.
Okay.
And he comes with the two thing, or is that there's a set
not
coming
sure.
out, and they have like two super deformed figures, and I think one was Biollante and another Godzilla.
There
It's
we
pretty
go.
cool.
We have beautiful news segment.
If we had a great news segment.
And look,
You want to talk about expensive toys?
I don't mean
Yes.
I don't mean to
X
brag,
Plus.
but I also have some other news. The new Jurassic Park's coming out. I believe there's going to be a T-Rex figure.
You think so?
I would bet money on it.
Indominus Neo Geo Raptor.
I think they're done. I think they're done with the hybrids.
This one has feathers, Tony. Okay.
They do have feathers now.
Yeah.
I mean,
They-
that's the new to the T-Rex's collection. Is the feathers.
Yeah,
T-Rex
the
feathers.
new to the collection. We'll do that segment. I don't know, whatever T-Rex they make next, I'm probably going to get it. I have one of the other ones somewhere.
What's most of the things on the table belong to Joe. What's the newest thing out of this pile
Out of the
of
spread
massive
here?
toys? Yes.
The newest thing would be the Puppet Master, but I do have American Werewolf
Or-
and stuff.
Is it mine? Because these just started showing. Oh God, these just started showing up at Walmart's recently.
Yeah, I think the thing came out before Puppet Master, but I'm not sure.
Well, this is new to my collection.
All right, Tony,
and
why
it's
don't you tell us about your thing toy? Because this is one of those situations. Great toy, frustrating circumstances for collector right here.
So I already have a Kurt Russell from the Thing figure. It's the one with him in the dog kennel.
That's SOTA or SOTA, however you want to say
Yes.
it.
I forgot who made it specifically. It's currently in storage right now. I got to dig it out. And I told myself, Tony, you already have a Kurt Russell Thing action figure. You don't need another one. You're an adult, darn it. I censored myself that time. And I'm just like, Tony, I know you love Kurt Russell in the Thing. You spent most of your teenage years trying to look like him, but you didn't have the same hair, so it always failed miserably.
It's the hat. You need the hat.
Son of a you got me. This one comes with the hat. And I was like, but it has the hat. And I luckily got myself to not buy it. And then I was at Walmart the other day because I just moved into a new place. I had some friends help me. Hi, Joe. And I was buying a bunch of supplies. I'm like, I only need to get things that I need. And then I
Only
see
things
Kurt
that you
Russell, and I'm like, oh, there's only one more left. I'm like, well, it has the hat, so I bought it. And I didn't look at it closely. So it's got a nice little tear there.
Sweet.
That's great. And then I showed it off upstairs to Johanna. And I'm just like, yeah, look, it's really cool. And I'm like, oh, what's this cut here? Someone went in, they sliced the box open so they could steal Kurt Russell's, I guess it's a shotgun. They stole his shotgun from it.
I hate that. It sucks so bad when they do that stuff.
Other than that, it's a great figure.
So
it's a great, the thing that upsets me the most is like, I like the display box, but when you open it, it's like, oh, it's all broken.
Yeah.
if you choose to open it, I would reach out to NECA.
Yeah.
I bet their customer support would send you a shotgun if you take a picture of that and send them an email.
Sure.
They're pretty good about that. Unfortunately, if you want to keep it boxed,
Yeah.
it's not going to fix it that you shoved a shotgun in there and closed the flap.
I'm not,
Just put a piece of tape on.
I'm not too picky about boxing NECA figures because they fit in the package so nicely.
Yeah.
Like, I'm fine taking them out. Sure. Because they're not like other packaged in the. I mean, some of them are.
They're not in
obviously. You have them.
clamshells, yeah.
Yeah. So I don't really care. And like these days, I know a lot of these stuff probably aren't going to sell for much down the line. So I'm not as picky as keeping things in the box. But yeah,
Well,
other than
especially because everything you own you break. So
no, actually, I'm really good about box toys. Well, not those that we did on the previous
That you
episode,
dropped.
but like my spawns from growing up, they're
Yeah.
like
hot glued.
unless I. No, the box toys.
Oh, the box ones. I'm sorry.
Out of the
shut.
out of the box, all bets are off.
Gotcha.
I'm sorry,
Gotcha.
all bets are off. I don't know. In the box, I'm usually pretty good. I have a few that have holes in the boxes, but they were bought that way.
Sure.
But yes, much like this was bought with a slice in it.
Well, you intended to open this, did you not?
I meant to.
Yeah.
I was probably going to keep him in the box, but I would like to like display him once in a while if we were like talking about the movie and stuff again.
Well, they're gonna have the actual dog creature coming out soon, so you need to open him up and then get the dog creature.
I wonder if he's in scale with
Or the
other
thing-
one.
the
he might
the
be
thing.
in scale with the other one. The soda
Sorta,
one.
yeah.
But yeah, other than that, beautiful figure. I love that it comes with the hat. The hat is my favorite thing. I really want to get one of those custom hats. They are very expensive. But
Gotcha.
look, guys, if I'm single for 3 more months, I might just call quits and just get the hat. I got nothing. I was just gonna go for it.
Ladies, you put it on, you become a chick magnet.
No, but like, things aren't working out. Screw it. I'm just getting the hat. I'm just gonna give
and move into
It's
Antarctica.
it's like in Seinfeld where George wears sweatpants and Jerry's like, you know what you're saying? You're saying you just give up. So yes, that is new to my collection / NECA. Let's all take turns.
My new to the collection is not NECA. It's as if I didn't know the theme of the episode. I knew we were doing NECA, but I literally bring whatever the newest thing is that came to my house before I come to film. Yeah. And I just got a Hasbro Pulse figure. This is the Power Rangers SPD A Squad Red Ranger.
Oh.
So if you're not a big Power Ranger fan, most series of Power Rangers, there's one team for the season. But SPD had this weird circumstance that there was a team of police officer Power Rangers that like kind of vanish or get captured at the beginning of the series, and then the trainees become the hero of the season.
Huh.
And so we never got A Squad heroes because they're just barely in the show. They're really kind of in the opening, and then they come back towards the end.
Was this like a Sentai thing where the footage they used, they couldn't use a lot of those?
No, I think I think A Squad may have been completely created for the American, but I'm not positive.
Okay.
But they're, it's kind of the same helmets. They just sort of have some extra armor. But it's also unusual because the Red Ranger is a woman. And that's pretty rare in Power Rangers. And now she didn't get her own season because it was just sort of this throwaway A Squad to have the B Squad move up the ranks. But it was just kind of a neat plot device to have this futuristic police department, their best 5 guys are gone, and now we got to bring in 5 recruits and get them up to speed. It gave a reason for them to not just be like, well, they're teenagers learning how to be Power Rangers, but like police cadets and they're learning their powers and stuff.
That's pretty
it was a good
interesting.
storyline.
And the idea of like a lady being the red like leader ranger is pretty interesting too.
Yeah, it's one of the unique things about it. So I thought that was cool.
Yeah.
What do you have?
What do I have? What do I want to talk about?
That's also new and possible.
Should I talk about American Werewolf in London again?
Yes, that'll be a good follow-up or preview, depending on when the episodes get released.
Well, I talked about a different one last time, but
okay.
So this is the NECA, the Werewolf Demons, and you get all 3 heads in this.
Nice.
Well, 4 heads really. So of course I had to buy 4 figures. So when I open this eventually, I can display all 4 Nightmare Werewolf figures on the on the shelf there. It's rad. It looks great. As Tony was talking before, SOTA had, or SOTA, however you want to say it. A lot of people say NECA. I used to say NECA for a long time.
That's fine.
It is an acronym.
Yeah.
But they had done one of these figures as well. And they released all 4 of them individually. So they were all chase figures. So what I like about this is if you can find one here or you can find one at another store or something, you can grab all 4 and then build your army.
At least you can always have your favorite that way.
Yeah,
which is kind of
true.
nice
Yeah.
instead of having to find the chase of the one you want.
Yeah, because I think like one of the ones, I think it was the bald one I saw all the time.
Okay.
And I think I only got 1 or 2 of them and then they were off shelves and that was it. But now I have a better sculpt, better figure, all 4. I'm ready to go. American Werewolf in London.
What a weird thing to make a figure for. Isn't that just like a dream sequence?
It's a dream sequence, but they're so cool, man.
They are cool,
They're
but
so
it's
cool.
yeah.
The Nazi
Makes a
werewolf
great
nightmare
toy.
demons. Yeah.
Yeah. So the main topic of our episode is NECA today, and NECA has been around for a little while, and there just has been a real explosion though for NECA. They've finally gotten that hold in retail. They were in the back of like electronics, and now they've actually moved. At some of the Targets have like a NECA section in the main thing. They're getting a lot of end caps. Like they're really finally taking hold and becoming mainstream, which I think is great for the company and great for us as collectors for getting the product we want.
Yeah. Well, when they're on the shelf.
When you can find them.
And you were saying this kind of, and I didn't realize it until you said it, this kind of like replace McFarlane as the go-to movie toy.
Yeah, we were
thing.
talking about before, and Randy Falk, we were talking about, that was the name I couldn't remember, but I believe him and the sculptor Tank, who I can't remember his name, his full name, went over to NECA.
Okay.
And they're the guys that were responsible for doing like the first Alien vs Predator figures for McFarlane, like the movie Maniac stuff.
Yeah,
and they had a lot of projects over there. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. Did they make the one that I have with the legs always breaking off?
Yes.
Okay.
Because those came later. I think those were the 12 inches for that movie Maniac line, but we'll talk about that.
Okay. Yeah, we'll talk about it at a different time.
But the best thing for me about the NECA was McFarlane had dropped off a lot. And we talked about in that McFarlane episode, whether it came out already or
It will.
what happened or whatever. He started getting heavy into the sports figures and kind of leaning away. He wasn't picking up licenses that, the fans wanted and stuff. I mentioned the message board and the Spawn message boards where we'd always go, they were just fans talking, but like, oh, what's the next movie Maniacs line, that was coming out. We want Lost Boys or whatever. And somebody at NECA was listening because we got the Cult Classics line. I brought the Jareth figure with me because that one in particular was a big one.
Yeah.
To get not only a character from a movie that you probably wouldn't have gotten normally, but of everything Labyrinth, like a Jim Henson figure. We got 2 different Jareths. With one came with Hoggle, which I have at home, and they also did Chamberlain from Dark Crystal, which was awesome. Cool. Sorry, I have so much to say about this.
Yeah, go
That was
ahead.
great.
I'm just
I love
thinking,
It's a toy podcast.
yeah, I know.
Talk about the toy.
I was trying to remember what I wanted to say first. NECA. When NECA began, I remember seeing stuff like in Spencer Gifts and stuff. I still have. They made a set of Beetlejuice Christmas ornaments.
Oh.
And we are talking like rudimentary sculpts, like not very good.
Yeah.
like they were and that was the time where they were releasing a lot of like the pub glasses and the shot glasses and all that stuff, And then I think that flip came when Falk and Tank had went over to them, and then they started accruing all of these different licenses. And now, I remember Alien and Predator was such a hard thing just to get McFarlane to pick up.
Yeah.
That they released a 2-pack, and we got a few things from McFarlane, but like NECA has gone insane with that
Can
line.
we show the comparison?
Yeah.
So I brought this in when we did the Kenner Aliens.
Yeah.
Right.
So the reason why I chose this to bring in is because not only did we get like a ton of different Predator figures, like Tony has one back here, the Alpha Predator, and it's still going. There's like
They've done like every one that's ever been in a movie. They've redone every one that was ever made in the Kenner line.
yeah.
You know what
and they've made up some of their own.
You know what my favorite is? They did NECA figures for the Emissary Predators that were cut
Yes.
out of the latest
Yeah.
The camo pants
they
Predators.
haven't even released the deleted scenes for those Predators. You will probably never see the footage of those Predators.
But they paid somebody to sculpt it, and they made a mold, so
Yeah,
they're gonna put that
goddamn
toy
right
out.
they did. I saw that in the store. I'm like, you can't even find like an official picture of this Predator from the movie. You got to look for low-res phone pictures.
Oh, big time.
And it's like, but there's a toy for them? What?
They even did some based on like the Dark Horse comics and stuff. Like
Yes.
they've done
Oh, yeah.
It's like almost like a multiverse of Predator.
They have a
figures
Bad
they've done.
Blood Predator that you can't get anymore. They did a single edition and they did a 2-pack with the not the Renegade, whatever the good Predator was in that comic series. I forget his name.
Hold on, I'm saying NECA did an Alien Queen.
I have it. It's at home. And they did a power loader.
Is it better than the Sideshow one? Remember that big one that they did?
I remember the McFarlane one that was chunky.
No, I remember the McFarlane one.
Yeah.
Was it Sideshow toys?
Sideshow does like super detailed. 12
Yeah,
inch.
I think
Like,
Sideshow.
I can't
did,
imagine
like,
you
a
can
really
top
big
Sideshow.
Queen.
Oh, did they?
Yeah,
It was
and I
probably
think-
more like a maquette or something.
And I think they made like a red variant from the Red Queen, but
No. That was NECA, dude.
That was NECA?
Yeah,
okay.
they did the
I thought
alien
it was Sideshow.
because that was the genocide storyline. They also did the two different the blue and the red. Or the black and the red
Okay.
warriors. So they did a red variant of the queen.
I might need to get a NECA Alien Queen. The
You
Alien Queen
probably do.
Alien Queen is like my weak
That's Tony's thing.
It's a gorgeous figure. Anyway, so they had done all the movies, like you said, even from Aliens too. They did all the Colonial Marines from Aliens. They did a bunch of figures. They did a 40th anniversary release of all of the people from all the characters from the first movie and like. How many different xenomorphs and like prototype xenomorphs and all this stuff?
I did like, I'm not gonna get them, but I did like when they redid the Kenner aliens and gave them like realistic designs.
Well, that's what was so great about this because I was like, oh my god, I could get a lava planet predator and it's like and it looks amazing or like cracked tusk or whatever.
Yep.
And I so this one specifically because this is like the marriage of having a really awesome alien predator figure with the nostalgia and the aesthetic of the original
that old
figures.
packaging.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean it's just too cool. So
let me talk about one of the ones I have. This I got recently.
Okay.
I guess this is also new to the collection. This is Halloween 2018.
there you go.
What you got? My good friend Trisha gave me this from Trisha's Italy. It comes with the cop's head that he makes into a jack.
I love that. Does it light up?
No, but it's in here. It's a little tilted. It comes with the jack-o'-lantern with heart
cool.
eyes.
Oh, nice.
That the boyfriend makes for his girlfriend in that movie.
Right.
And that lights up. You push the top, and then it has two different heads. One of them he has like kind of fleshy colored eyes, and the other one is just completely black.
Oh, really?
Because I stared at it, and I'm like, what is the difference? And I think that's the only difference between the eyes.
So Joe and I were actually having a conversation before the episode. It would have been a great Patreon clip. We should have been filming it. But we were talking about like sometimes the head variants in toys are so close you can't tell them apart. And it's like, what did this cost them to throw in here? Is this causing the product to go up in value based on the accessories? Or is it just like it's cheap and they can throw it in there and it makes us feel like we're getting extra value?
I guess so, because I like study this. I'm like, I don't.
They're so
know
similar.
The difference, and that's it. It's just that one's fleshy. That one's
And for a
pure
character
black.
like that, it's not like you're getting a facial expression difference. Like it's a mask. It's a rubber mask.
So I kind of like this because, of course, I still have my movie maniacs, Michael. But I like what I like about NECA compared to McFarlane. They are posable.
Oh, big time.
And you can do like cool like photos with them. When you display them, you can give them your own kind of poses. Whereas the McFarlane one, you're stuck with this.
That's it.
This is all you can do. This is all you can do.
Because it was they sacrificed the articulation for the sculpt
the detail.
Yeah.
But it's all there and these ultimate figures look way better than some of the movie maniac stuff.
They've really found the balance between the sculpt and the articulation. I do always recommend though with NECA stuff, be real careful the first time you move it. You may have to do the boiling water if a joint doesn't want to move. Sometimes paint in the factory just kind of gets in there and binds up those joints. So just be careful because there's nothing worse than breaking a toy right out the back.
Actually, you wanna talk about that. Real quick, the 2014 Godzilla. You literally, it comes with the instructions. You have to do the boiling water trick to attach the tail, or else it won't attach.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, I didn't realize that you did that. I like the 2014 Godzilla. They changed his fins in the next 2 movies to look more traditional. But I kind of like the triangular fins.
I think it's fine. I didn't pick. Now I'm a huge Godzilla fan. You know that too. But like, I just can't get down with the NECA Godzilla stuff. Yeah. I don't know. There's just something about. I can't bring myself to pay that much for something that just doesn't look great because what's the other company that makes these?
Bandai?
Bandai does all of them, but these are more posable than Bandai.
Yeah, no, but there's another company, and it's escaping me at the moment, but they do fully posable Godzilla figures as well that look better than these.
And I will say, this one is a fan gave me this, and I have the Bandai version of this. This is Godzilla, Mothra, King Ghidorah, the 2001 movie, my favorite.
GMK,
Godzilla.
baby.
GMK. Yeah. My favorite one outside the first one, and I kind of love this because my the Bandai ones, they get like weird orange discoloration in them.
Okay.
And I don't know what I've tried everything to try and clean this Godzilla.
Really?
From Bandai, and I can't get this orange discoloration out of it. I don't know what it is.
No.
So I'm glad I have like a nicer one that's posable. His jaw kind of comes off. I don't think that's intentional. The person sent it to me out of the box, Joe. It was sent to me.
Fine.
If you're on my Patreon, you can see the video of me opening. The person sent it to me out of the box. I don't want to hear anything.
The sculpts are cool. I'm just not the biggest fan of these.
Wow.
Yeah, I know.
He hates my Godzillas.
I do. Excuse me, Tony. I only collect X plus Godzilla.
Oh, sorry.
Nothing,
Anyway, who's
right.
Nothing beats my 1980s Imperial Godzilla that just moves
Which I
his arms
also
and legs.
have.
I love that
that
one.
one's great,
With the
yeah.
lipstick around the mouth.
Yeah.
I love it.
He's a pretty Godzilla, yeah.
So tell me about that Puppet Master there.
Oh, so okay. So I brought this specifically too because here is an IP that I never thought would be released from the clutches of Charles Band for somebody else to make toys of, because he for years had made toys of the Puppet Master figures. He's made replicas and the
his
the
tapes
smaller-
used to start out with it, and what was it?
Buy the Full Moon toys, buy the Pinhead
What was it?
Halloween
It was,
version.
An episode of Best of the Worst, Red Letter Media. They tried to call the phone number, and it was now like a hotline.
Oh, did
an
they
adult
really?
hotline. They're like, oh, I guess we're not getting Puppet Master toys.
They're out of the trunk, Tony. Oh,
Yeah. But yeah, no, you're right. A lot of his movies would start with advertisements for his toys.
Genius.
Yeah,
Genius.
Really smart idea.
Join all of our Patreons right now.
Yeah, join all our Patreons, by the way.
But I was very surprised to see that they had made Puppet Master toys.
Yeah.
Now this is they also did Tunneler and Pinhead, which is another set. I only brought one of them, but I have that at home. But this one's Blade and Torch. And what's cool about these is they look amazing.
Yes.
They would never look, no offense, Charles Band, but they would never look this good if they were produced by Full Moon.
Are you saying that sometimes Charles Band and Full Moon puts out an inferior product or film?
I would never say that.
Okay, I would never say that either.
That's
Buy Evil Bung today.
but like not only are they like proportionate to like, I think they're actually proportionate to like maybe the cloth figures like that Herbert West I got up there. Let me see.
I forget how big they are in the.
They're pretty big. I
In
think
the
they're
movies.
like 1.5 feet tall, like actually in the movie.
It's been a while since I've seen the Puppet Masters.
So like they are. I think they're proportionate to the cloth figures that they put out. That seems about right.
yeah, you know, what, now that I'm seeing
that
them
seems
back to
about
back,
That's
right.
actually pretty cool.
Yeah, so I thought that was kind of neat. So I would love to have, Puppet Master versus ReAnimator. That'd be
Yeah.
cool.
No, but they're not in scale with my Godzillas.
Well, then you can have a giant kaiju Herbert West fight GMK. Since I grabbed this,
I love. By the way, I love ReAnimator.
me too.
So good.
This is our only David Gale figure we'll ever get because we got his head in there.
What? You ever see ReAnimator?
I have not.
Oh, that's a good. You're gonna. By the way, that whole. Well, not the third one. The first two ReAnimator movies are really, really good.
Yeah, Bride and the original.
I have a lot of horror to catch up on. I was
Yeah.
not really allowed to watch horror as a kid. so-
ReAnimator is really gory, but it's like goofy fun. Like it's
gotcha.
not like serious.
It's a comedy horror for sure.
It's definitely comedic, especially the second one, Bride of ReAnimator. It's
big
very
time.
comedic.
I worked at a haunted hayride for 7 years. And during those 7 years, I was like going back and watching as much horror as I could. But that was really about it. There's like a 7-year period of my adult life where I was like, I missed all of this stuff. I really should catch up on some of
I
it.
would definitely recommend ReAnimator.
All right.
It's a really fun. I put ReAnimator on for people who aren't even like really into those types of movies, and they have fun with it. They're like,
Okay.
all right, this is kind of fun.
It's just a blast.
Cat dead. Details later.
R.I.P. Stuart Gordon.
yeah.
It comes with the cat.
Yeah, it
details
comes with
later.
the cat.
I just want to note this real quick because this is like their Mego style
Yeah.
line of figures, and they have done like amazing stuff. They did a Candyman one that looks amazing. I have this one. I have Candyman. I have Evil Ash from Evil Dead 2, and I have Mrs. Voorhees from Part 3 at the end of Part 3.
Oh, they made a part 3. Oh, yeah, they did. Yeah,
It was such a weird figure. I was like, I gotta get this.
literally someone who's in the movie for 2 seconds.
Well, she's the jump scare.
The jump scare at the end. Well, at least she's in the movie, unlike the emissary predators, which aren't even in the film.
By the way, I'll always hate myself for this. I was in Toys R Us one time, and they had a Comic-Con exclusive Mrs. Voorhees and Jason as a child 2-pack, and it was a cloth 2-pack. And I saw it.
I've seen pictures of that. Yeah.
I saw it was like $40 or $35
Yeah.
or something like that, and I was like, I just don't have it right now.
Yeah.
I've seen a bunch of
I
those.
walked out.
Yeah.
That thing is like what, $200-$300 now, something like that, something ridiculous.
That sucks.
I've actually seen a lot of those. I'm currently like redoing all my thumbnails for
Okay.
like older episodes and whatnot. Trying out a new format, and I went to do the Friday the 13th, and I saw the Mrs. Voorhees one. I'm like, wow, that's a really high res picture. I'm like, oh, it's a NECA figure.
She's like, she's got the face.
Yeah, her face. I feel bad. Her face looks horrifying, and I've met Betsy Palmer several times. I'm like, oh man, she didn't look that scary.
She's
guys.
so sweet. It's that one still from the movie right before she gets her head chopped off. It almost looks like Angela kind of at the end of Sleepaway Camp.
Oh my god, yeah.
Kid.
So yeah, here I have the NECA King Kong. I believe this is the first one they put out. They put out several since then. There's a black and white one now. I think there's one where he comes in like chains. And then there's one with him in war paint, which is actually really cool.
It's an interesting
Yeah.
paint variant.
Oh, and there's like the poster one or whatever, where he's like lit a certain way. I know they did a Godzilla like that too, but like there's one like this, and he's got like red and colored. Is that what you mean?
No, that's what I meant. Like it's like war paint.
Oh,
or
is it
something.
war paint?
I think it looks like war paint.
I thought it was like the poster art
So-
version.
So he's kind of like a hybrid of like all of them. He's got the long arms, like a traditional Kong would have. He's got the more gorilla-looking face. But he's got the brown and scars of the new one. But what I like is this is a scary face. Scary face. But what I
Rawr.
like is he comes with. I guess this is supposed to look like the 30s, but this face kind of looks like the weird, creepy 70s Kong face. Where like the 70s Kong was creepy, and that's a creepy face. That's a really creepy smile.
It is, but I think that looks like the 30s.
It's
Kong.
not as dopey as the Godzilla versus King Kong.
No, it's
That's
not.
terrible.
For years people complained about how Americans did Godzilla dirty in the 90s, and it's like, well, did you see Japan what they did to our Kong? Like he looks so terrible.
That's Rankin and Bass's fault. I'm convinced.
So yeah, I really like this King Kong. I thought it was just like unique because it's not based on any specific movie. It's just its own thing, which I thought was cool. Probably because King Kong rights are all kind of muddied all over the place.
I think they took the liberties just like they do with the Predator too. They had
Yeah.
the license and they were like, all right, we're going to
do it.
release a couple different figures.
But the thing is, I don't think they've done an official King Kong based off one of the movies specifically.
Really?
I didn't see any. The ones that they're putting out are all kind of like, this is like the 30s one. This is like the new one.
Well, doesn't the black and white one come with some of the other from the creatures from the movie?
Maybe.
coulda
I'd have
swore,
to check.
yeah.
I have to check again.
Yeah.
This Rodan. Oh, and I have it upstairs. I forgot to bring it down. So, did I talk about on this show? I've talked about it on my Godzilla podcast. I got like a huge Godzilla and Aliens toy haul from some guy on Facebook Marketplace.
Oh, you've told me about it, but I don't remember if it was on
The
camera. or
whole
not.
thing was like everything together, $60.
And what did you get?
I got this Rodan. I got the NECA Mothra. I got the big purple alien queen. I got all the new alien from Walmart stuff.
Okay.
I got all the tiny Godzillas that they sell, which I already have, so now I have duplicates.
Were those the blind bag ones?
Yes.
Okay.
And then I got every toy from King of the Monsters.
That's pretty cool.
Every single toy, and everything was like for $60. I'm like, why is he selling this for so cheap? I'm not gonna ask. Because I want it.
Trying to pay the rent.
So yeah, this Rodan, it clearly went through some damage. One of the wings is glued. And it is the King of the Monsters, Rodan. The thing is, I don't know how to get it to sit right on this pole here. And its wings just constantly just fall down.
Yeah.
Like, they do not stay up.
The joints aren't great.
The Mothra one is really nice.
That's a lot of weight, though. Like,
Yeah, the
put on
Mothra
that-
wings, Johanna has an extra desk. They stay up perfectly.
Yeah.
And she also has the blue variant.
Oh, that's cool.
Which is cool. Yeah, so they did Godzilla, Mothra, Rodan. They did not do King Ghidorah. They straight up came out and said, we have no plans on doing King Ghidorah.
I don't know why.
I guess because
Did
he's
the
like...
others just not sell enough?
I know. What I think is, I guess it might have been just too complicated of a creature. Like, the wings are gigantic. It's got 3 heads. He's bigger
just
than
couldn't
all
hit
of
the
them.
price
Because
point.
the scale, he's way bigger than all of them.
Yeah,
I
I
can
guess
see.
you're right.
That just seems odd, though.
Yeah.
Like when if you have a license and you're gonna do a line like that, you're thinking ahead.
Yeah,
Of like, we're doing Godzilla, we're doing this, then we're gonna do a deluxe figure of Ghidorah or something like that.
That's your
like,
box
You've
set.
got to be planning that.
Yeah.
You know what you could do? You take your Jiaku the Nightmare from the Samurai Spawn,
Which I do. Yeah, you did give me that.
and then you can make him fight
I
Rodan
do have
and
the
Godzilla.
in that box. I have the Bandai King of the Monsters Ghidorah. So I do have a Ghidorah, but yeah, it's weird they did not make one for that. But yeah, I guess what are these turtles here?
Oh yeah. So this is the animated series line, which Kevin and I were talking about this, and it's just like
They're so good.
these are such great figures. I mean, the sculpts, the paint apps, everything on them is gorgeous. The problem with them is that you can't ever find them.
Yep.
I remember this set in particular, the Bebop and Rocksteady. I went crazy. Look, because they're Target exclusives. So I went nuts looking for this, and I finally found them, and I haven't opened them yet. But when you can find them, I always grab them now.
Yeah.
Because of that. You know what I mean? And they're starting. They were really bad at the beginning in terms of like scalpers buying them all up, and it was like big time bad because they only got like 4 or 5 to a box or something like that.
NECA would because NECA does their own stocking. It's
Yeah.
like an odd phenomenon, but they would come in and like put like 2 on the shelf and walk out. And I'm like, those 2 are gone by the time that guy leaves the store.
Or people the employees were taking them or making deals or whatever, and luckily lately I've seen them crack down on it where everything's nice and stocked and fresh, at least for the most part, until regular people come in and grab them. But nobody's keeping them in the back or anything like that.
It's getting easier. It's still tricky though.
Yeah, you need to still be there at the right time.
Yeah.
Now I'm confused. Who is this Bebop and Rocksteady? I only know Toka and Razor.
I guess you haven't seen Out of the Shadows then.
Yeah, jeez.
Oh, no, I don't agree with that continuity. I stick to Turtles 1 and 2 and 3, especially 3, my favorite.
The movie line. So we got Tokan Razor over there from 2, but then we have Raph and Casey Jones from their scrap in the park.
Oh,
which
yeah.
is really cool.
Tell me you didn't pay for that.
A Jose Canseco bat. I wish it came with a Critters poster.
That'd be great.
That'd be amazing.
I don't know. It looked like a turtle in a trench coat.
You going to LaGuardia? These figures too. So on the opposite end of the spectrum, we have like hyper realism over here, and the turtles from the first movie are amazing. Like I remember I took them out of the package when I got them because those were hard to find too.
Yes,
they did the 4-pack, they did the Comic-Con exclusive, and then they did the individual releases at GameStop. I'm pretty sure.
Yes.
So I got them all from GameStop offline because they were in stock. So I grabbed them.
I lucked out. My friends Rose and Tony that run RetroCon.
Yeah.
They just happen to be they work second shift and like are available when these like pre-orders go up at like noon.
Yeah.
And they got me the cartoon turtles for the STC thing and the movie ones from the first movie.
Oh.
Like on those pre-orders that was like limited to 2 per household. And like Tony ordered one for himself and Rose ordered one for me, and I was like, "Thank God," because I just don't want to hunt these things.
It's like a headache,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
Now that's how I got these, and of course the Token Razor were exclusively to the store on the online store.
Yeah, and they've put up a second round of
Yeah.
orders for those, which is nice because people are looking for them.
Well, so many people were complaining because, like, I think I think Raph and Casey were a Walmart exclusive.
Okay.
I can't remember. I know the Super Shredder was Walmart exclusive.
Right.
Kevin Nash.
Yeah.
That's
You need to get him to sign mine. That'd be great. Love Gen Turtles too, man. But yeah, so they're kind of a pain to find, but NECA puts them up on their website so you can pre-order them, and they do it with the cartoon as well. And I've got a bunch of stuff from that. They just put up the Turtles from Part 2,
Right.
The Secret of the Ooze Turtles, and they like sold out in a day
Right away. Yep.
And I was like, you know what? I think I'm good. Again, we were talking about that
So
accessory
that's the best
thing.
one. Oh no, I'm sorry. 3 is the best one. Did
Oh,
they
yeah.
do 3 samurais?
Not yet.
But that would be a set that you would be like, okay, maybe I'll go for that. But like, they're so similar.
The Turtles 1 and 2, it's really a little bit of difference in the face sculpts.
And it's
they're
really,
so
it
similar.
really comes down to Raph and Donnie.
Yeah.
Those are the two that really changed. As like Mikey and Leo pretty much look the same, in my opinion.
Have they done the coming out of their shells tours?
Yes.
Yeah, they did.
That is a great set also.
It's cool. I mean, like if
I
you're
have it.
into that, yeah.
I went to the coming out of their shells tour as a kid.
Oh, that's so
it was
cool.
like a high point of my childhood.
I only
so
saw it on
I
tape.
needed that set.
Yeah, I talked about it on my show, but that was my first exposure to the turtles.
So I have to say that seeing it live is better than that VHS because live you're so far away you can't tell how bad the suits are.
Yeah.
I think most live performances are better actually being
It's
there.
meant to be live.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
meant. It's the costumes are exaggerated, like all that stuff. You know, the Power Rangers live, Ninja Turtles, any of those, Disney on Ice. Like you're not supposed to be able to see it from a close-up lens. It just doesn't look right.
You know what I need to see? I wish that somebody would finally just post a bootleg somewhere. Is that Mortal Kombat show? That live?
Oh, I can't
show?
find that anywhere.
It's almost impossible to find.
I found the TV show interview where they were being interviewed,
Yes,
and it's
yeah.
awful. It's
Yeah.
so bad. This is Sub-Zero, and it's just a guy in a black suit. It's like, that's not what Sub-Zero
That's
looks like.
Noob Saibot.
Yeah, and then Shang Tsung is the one talking. He's like, Mortal Kombat's about life. I'm like, you're the bad guy. What's coming out of their shells was my first exposure. And I remember being like, this is what everyone likes. So like, that seems kind of lame. And then because I had the toys. I had the Raphael, like a big stuffed Raphael, but I didn't know what that was from. And then my parents came home with a coming out of their shells tape, and then I watched it. And
I made cardboard guitars for my Ninja Turtles, and I would play the tape and pretend they were doing the show.
That's so awesome.
But,
I loved it.
but that wasn't your first exposure.
It was not. I was
if that was
already
your first exposure, you'd be like, what?
I was already fully into Turtle Mania.
Who were the guys that sculpted the Playmates toys?
So Warner Studios.
Warner Studios, yeah.
They have this amazing Instagram.
Yes, that's
If
what
you
I was
check
gonna
it
bring
out,
up, yeah.
they're actually talking about doing a book, or they're in the process of doing a book of it.
Yeah.
But they saved the wax sculpts from when they made the sculptor that the turtles were going to be made out of, and they have like all of them. All the ones that came out, ones that didn't come out, sketches of things that they planned. It's phenomenal.
It
It's
is so
cool.
cool. And they're like, and
Jinx?
No, but like
that was weird. You both did
you owe
that.
me a coming out of their shells VHS. They're super cool, and like if you like comment on it or like ask questions, they're quick to get back to you too. So it's really neat, and it's cool to see the original sculpts of all the toys that we grew up with. So it was neat.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want that book.
There's actually an episode of Pegwarmers where we interviewed a toy sculptor. He's not the guy that did the turtles.
Oh, gotcha.
But it's really neat to hear him talk about sculpting the wax and how they built them up and did all that process. So if you're interested in that aspect, you got to check out our toy sculptor episode.
It's very cool.
So they make alien figures specifically based off the movie, and you have...
I have Big Chap.
Yes, that was the code name for it.
Yeah, there's I think this is the 40th anniversary edition of the Big Chap, but they have many of these, many versions of this. They even have like the prototype. It's all white.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so it's kind of like that Macquarie Boba Fett kind of thing. But yeah, I mean, you know, when you look at this alien figure compared to like the first McFarlane figure, there's just so much more right.
Yeah.
On the sculpts.
Like,
and,
I love
and the builds.
I love the 12-inch figure, even though it breaks all the time.
But NECA's 18-inch figure is amazing.
Really?
Yeah, I have. That's
I
all.
have to get that.
It's expensive
but yes,
now.
I also have the dog or ox alien, depending on which version of the film you watch, from Alien 3. A little annoyed. I got this off Marketplace. The stand that came with it. I'm like, all right, let me put it on the stand. And I went like this, and it just snapped.
Oh.
I glue it.
And I know it just like shattered. I don't know what was up with it.
You should pose it like it's crawling. Like
Well,
put its head back.
Here's the issue. Here, let me.
Can I move this?
Yeah, move some of this. And it turns out this is an issue a lot of people have with it. God, Rodan's gonna before Joe yells at me. Let me put Rodan up.
Oh, that's your toy.
So literally, how I pose it is like this. I gotta put the tail down to prop it up like that. I've tried to make it look like the dog, but its head doesn't go all the way back. And there's people on YouTube, they're like, they slice the back open, but it's to make it posable because that's as far back as its head goes.
That's always an issue with toys. Like you can never get a Superman toy that can like look where he's flying.
But
it's really hard.
But it's the quadruped alien. It's the runner. You want its head to go up.
Yeah.
Which is
and
weird.
the Walmart one has it permanently put up.
So does the McFarlane one.
Yeah. So it's weird that they wouldn't just pre-cut this to have it go all the way up.
It's really odd because this is an ultimate, right? I think this is an ultimate dog alien. This came with like the dog and the face hugger.
I bought this out of the box, so I don't.
Oh, okay.
No, the Walmart one comes with a dog and a face hugger.
Oh, okay. Maybe there's an alternate. I think they might have did two Alien 3.
There's one where they make it look like the Queen alien is like a runner, like a Queen chestburster is like a runner, which is a little weird. Like I want to pose this one better because it's such a cool look, and it just doesn't
work.
Pose right, which really upsets me unless I have it crouching down like a weirdo. Yeah. But the head and everything is cool. I just think they needed to like fix the legs a little bit more because right now this is like all I can really do with it. And it's like, cool. Yeah, remember that scene?
Well, then you get your
just sat there.
You get your Ripley figure and then you put her head against the wall and there you go. There it is.
And you have Kane there.
Yeah, this was actually a gift from one of our fans that had sent this in because John Hurt is part of our shared, not only our shared universe in Movie Dumpster, but in the Hack the Movies Movie Dumpster universe as well.
Have you ever seen Frankenstein Unbound?
I've heard about it from you.
Yeah.
So this is one of John Hurt's many excursions where he replaced the original actor that was going to be Kane in the movie.
Yeah. That is a cool thing. That was for the 40th anniversary.
Yeah, like
it looks like wow, they did a lot.
Yeah, there's like this prototype one.
Oh, that prototype one's cool.
It's pretty neat. It kind of reminds me of like Resurrection almost.
The Ian Holm one looks just like it.
Yeah, they and the Yaphet Kotto, everybody looks great in my opinion.
I love how the packaging has that blue with the red logo, so it looks like the old giant Big Chap figure.
You know, that's one of those grails that I probably will never get my hands on. Even if it's a broken one, I want it. It's just so cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess some other NECA stuff. Oh, you have more.
I just want to talk about one last thing because this is just something for me as like a horror collector. You know, they're putting out stuff that, I mean, just from all the stuff here is
the arrangement of the variety of this.
The variety is insane, yes. And it's satiating all different. Like all of my taste buds are ready to go with all this stuff. But like, it's just crazy that like I have this is one of my favorite movies, Night of the Demons.
It's a good one. It's a good one.
And not only did we get an Angela figure, but we got a Stooge and Suzanne figure, a 2-pack that was exclusive to the Scream Factory store. So they teamed up with Shout Factory.
Yeah.
And they released figures along with the movie releases, like steelbooks and stuff. So again, we got Angela, and then we even got Harry Warden. This came out, I think, last year with the Blu-ray edition of the uncut version of My Bloody Valentine. And so you got it in a bundle. You got the DVD and you got the figure. Now they just released this in a clam for mass market, but this is the one that came as the exclusive.
Does it come with 3D glasses because the movie was 3D?
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about the remake.
That's the remake.
I have my Bloody Valentine 3D glasses there. I actually don't mind that remake. That remake's a lot of fun.
Oh, the remake's great.
Yeah, the remake's actually a lot of fun.
Just to cap that off, they did Tom Atkins from Night of the Creeps that they released.
Oh, they
as
did?
A cloth figure. Yeah,
thrilled me.
And and a Driller Killer from Summer Party Massacre.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so it's that's like an added bonus for me.
And then a couple of the other cool ones I've seen. I love that they did the Jason from the game and Freddy from the game.
Yes,
I got those.
There's
too.
a whole series of
Leatherface.
Those
the Leatherface one didn't really make too much sense to me. They just made him yellow.
Well, he's green.
He's green?
I think he's green.
Yeah. I do love that they sold the mask too.
Yeah,
the Friday 13th mask. A fan a long time ago sent in a Godzilla that was based off the Nintendo game.
Yep.
And then Johanna claimed that for herself.
But even lines we didn't touch on, Gremlins, Back to
Gremlins.
the Future,
Yes,
like
there's a
they've
lot
done
of Gremlins.
so much good stuff.
I mean,
I know Kieran has the NES Batman, but it's
Yeah.
just the Michael Keaton Batman painted purple
Yeah,
like
yeah.
the NES
Right.
Batman, which I thought was really cool.
I
I love when they do stuff like that.
I have those Freddy, Jason, the Batman. I have another figure that I don't know if you know was released, but that's a surprise.
Oh, okay.
So we'll get to that.
okay.
We got those turtles and these turtles though because they started doing video game turtles.
Yeah, which is
that was how they
crazy.
got approval because Playmates Toys has the master license for Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
And they have had a ironclad hold on that since the 80s. They didn't let anybody else do anything with it. And they finally, NECA was like, hey, we want to do like a Comic-Con thing. It's not at retail. And they finally let them do it as part of that whole video game themed line. And then they're like, well, we have these sculpts. Could we do something else with them? And they slowly got permission to do more and more. And now we have this, and Playmates is doing nothing with turtles, really.
Yeah.
No.
It's crazy too. I think one of the first turtles that they did was the comic book turtles
Yes.
in the clams.
Yeah,
and those
forever
are like
ago.
those are like
Yeah.
you can't touch those.
They did like black and white
Black and
with red
whites,
ones and,
yeah.
and the colored ones.
Yeah, and then they
Yep.
had that Shredder set
Yep.
that came with the Foot Clan. I think that was a San Diego Comic.
And there was a April in the blue jumpsuit.
yeah,
Yep. Yeah.
very cool stuff.
Great
Yeah.
stuff.
So
They're,
yeah.
they're just crushing it. They
are
the kings
they
in the
are
market
crushing
right
it.
now for.
I mean, I
entertainment
still think like
collectibles.
Sideshow has some really good stuff, but they're very expensive.
It's in a lot of that stuff is like the Hot Toys stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
which is
Hot
like
Toys,
$300 a figure. Again, that's like
Yeah.
right up there with the X Plus stuff. I can't.
Yeah.
It's a different kind of collecting, and
Yeah.
you can't possibly do every character from
No.
a franchise the
Yeah.
way that you can at this.
But yeah,
scale.
NECA's a little bit. You get the great detail. It's a little bit more affordable depending on the figure and
Yeah.
whatnot, the popularity. And again, for me, I love that I finally have posable figures of movie characters that I like.
Oh yeah.
So when I display them, I can put them in like cool positions and whatnot. I'm not locked into. Pumpkinhead can only do this.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He can only do that.
We need a good new Pumpkinhead figure.
a good new Pumpkinhead
Yeah.
figure will be awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah, and like I said, they even make ones for weird stuff that never even got released. I really like one that I would really want was the Terminator versus RoboCop with the graphic.
I had all of those,
You had those?
and I sold them all. I think I might have a couple, but
Ah.
they did a line. They did a game line
Yeah.
of RoboCop
Yeah.
versus
Yeah,
Terminator.
yeah, and they like you put the boxes together. Yeah, it was really cool.
I sold a few of them. I might still have them. Let me see if I got them, and they're yours if you want them.
But yeah, that's all I got.
All right. Well, thanks for coming on, guys. Again, do you want to plug your channel one last time while you're here?
Oh yes, please check out Hack the Movies and my show talking about tapes and the Hack the Movies show, and we also have a Patreon and whatnot. Check it out. We talk about movies new and old. Kevin, I gotta get you back on there soon.
Yeah, we did G.I. Joe.
Yes.
Rise of Cobra. We did.
We did the Transformers movie for the 30th
Yes.
anniversary, and
That was a
YouTube
great
took
episode.
it down.
It's very disappointing.
episode.
It was a very good episode.
It got copyright claimed, and I was like, oh, I'll just trim that part out of the episode. And what YouTube doesn't tell you that with 4K video, when you try to use their editor, it'll glitch, and they won't do anything about it. So you can find that on Odyssey. I put it up on Odyssey, the alternative video platform. So where can we find you, Joe?
You can find me at moviedumpsterpodcast.com. We talk about movies. Mostly B movies, mostly horror movies, but we have all different kinds of stuff in between. And you can find us on YouTube too, youtube.com/moviedumpster. Give us a subscribe. We'd really appreciate it. And we also too have a Patreon if you'd like to contribute to that.
This guy plugging his Patreon.
Oh,
And,
my goodness.
I'm
Kevin, do you have a Patreon?
low down dirty guy.
I do have a Patreon. We have a
Oh,
Patreon
wow.
for Pegwarmers. So if you want to see videos of me boxing up my entire collection of Move, that's the place to be.
Sign me up.
That's the only content I have time to make currently. All right, guys. Thanks for hanging on the peg with us.
I think Capcom does a great job when they're adding like collaboration characters.
I've never been able to extend this way.
Oh God, I gotta get the helmet on. Oh God.
Wait a minute, our guy's a bad guy the whole time.
I just think it's crazy that I'm better at video games now than when I was like 16.
That is how you fix all the problems with all these games.
I feel like toy distribution is so different than it used to be.
They resculpted over the chest. They gave him a flak jacket over it.
I laugh when I see Among Us, but I'm not having fun inside. It's a reflex.
No, you took my joke.